of Wheelchair Wednesday. I'm your host, Wheelchair Rick. If you don't know me by now, welcome to the show. This is just a show where we talk to another wheelchair user about life in wheelchair. They get to tell us a little bit about them and what they do. We'll get to that in a minute. But before we do, let's roll the intro. Welcome to Wheelchair Wednesday. All right, let's welcome Mr. Aren Shafer to the show. What is up, my friend?
Not a whole lot. Got done with the gym today. Did some classwork as well today. Had to go in for that.
Heck yeah, good to have you on. Doing pretty good. What state are you from again? I'm sorry.
I'm from Iowa.
That's what it was, Iowa. Yep. I was almost going to say Idaho. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm like, I'm going to let him say it.
Yep.
Now, this is a live show, so if we do get any people that have any questions or anything like that, I'll let you know. Ben Tipton's live. He said, what's up? Fist bump. Hey, fist bump, Ben. Thanks for watching. So, before we get into the whole big questionnaires and stuff like that, you're going to get the number one question, which is, you probably get it all the time. Number one asked question is, how'd it happen? How'd you end up in a wheelchair?
So it was 3 years ago in March of 2022. I was drinking, and my stepfather was sitting beside me with a 9mm, and it went off, and there was a dog in between us. The dog went through my arm and into my side, and right at T1, T2, and so it's still straight back in my spine, and they could not remove it because they said it was like 50-50. So.
Wow.
50% chance I live and be great, or 50% chance I was a quadriplegic or death. So I was like, just keep it in there. It's a lot of pain, like I get a lot of nerve pain from that shoots down in my hands and stuff, but sorry about the dog.
She's having fun back there. Heck yeah. Man, we've heard a lot of crazy stories here on the show, as far as like guns and stuff. But that is pretty nuts. It just went off. Went through the dog, went through you.
Yeah, it went through the dog's head first.
Oh, damn. Poor dog.
And then, right. Welcome.
Get
down, baby. Get down. It went through right here on, I don't know. Pretty hairy. I don't know if you can see
I see it. Yep.
In between
right
the
up
bones,
there, yep.
they said, and they said it was, if it would have hit the bone, it probably would have shattered it. So
damn,
they
bro.
Said it would have been like, I would have probably had to have that amputated. So that was like a lucky. I just like flinched, when the gun went off.
Off of it was a 9mm.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. Full metal jacket, and the bullet's still full straight in. I mean, right in my spine. But it's like, if it looks like I swallowed it, because it's like right in between my collarbones, straight back.
Right.
So, yeah, it went in out the lung too first. So that's what put me in the ICU, is that it went through the lung. And 3 days in, I was fine. I didn't even know I was paralyzed. I was just like, I was like, I had a fishing tournament coming up, and I had a big project at work I was working on, and I was a chef, and so I was like, when do I get to go home? And they were like, you don't for right now. And I was like,
right.
I don't know. And then 3 days in, my lung collapsed. They put me on like breathing tubes and all that for like 3 weeks.
Oh, I can imagine.
They told me, they were like, yep, you're paralyzed. And I was like, what the hell? I didn't know what to think or do. It was crazy.
No, you don't. That's that moment when you're sitting in the hospital bed and you're wondering, like, how am I going to live the rest of my life like this?
Yeah, that was the hardest, to overcome. Like, it was like rehab. I had a trach in still, and like a neck brace, and like I couldn't even roll myself over. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to live,
Right.
But and then insurance only paid for 30 days, I think. So I had 30 days of rehab to learn the whole life.
See, and that's what gets me, is like, that's one of the reasons why I started making these shows, is because, that person that's in the hospital bed that wants to see how, they want to see somebody else that's doing it. That's what I wanted, you know what I mean? So I could get some confidence and be like, okay, I'm not alone, right?
Right.
But no, another thing is too is it's so crazy that you can get shot by a bullet and you don't get nowhere near as much coverage as somebody who got in an accident in a car who has car auto insurance.
Yeah, and all they asked me, all I could do was have him pay for like a like insurance, like whatever insurance didn't cover. And I didn't want to do that because he was my stepfather, 20 years, and I still loved him, and it was an accident. It's not like he pulled the gun out and shot me on purpose. It was like a complete accident. He would have never ever hurt that dog.
Right. Gun safety, folks. Gun safety. Yeah. I gotta tell you, number one. Alicia, welcome to the show. You're missing a crazy story. I'm telling you. I'll catch you up real quick. Aren here, stepdad, he had a gun. Was it a pistol?
Yeah.
And accidentally went off. Went to the dog. Went through Aren's hand into his body. Bounced off his, stuff, and it's in his spine right now, as he's talking.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But so you started to feel though. You said you went from complete to incomplete. How did that start happening?
I take like a medication called folic acid, which is not really.
I got that.
Like me, yeah, but it's like for like nerve regeneration, and I really think that
really
has a lot to do with it. And I also think me going to the gym has really like activated a lot because like before like when a year ago I couldn't like barely keep myself up. I had arm rests on my wheelchair and like everything, but now I pretty much don't use my wheelie bars. I don't use like arm rests. I can like move around. My lats have activated like all the way down to almost to my butt, so like I can flex that. And so like a lot of things have regenerated, I think, of just like going to the gym and like keeping myself active.
Right. Heck yeah, man. That's good news for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really, he said it doesn't necessarily mean like anything, like walking again necessarily, but like in the sense of like when I can feel like my, like, hot and cold or like where deep pressure, you know what I mean? I can feel deep pressure.
Right. For sure. No, anything like that. And, I hear stories all the time when people are like, it's coming back. Some people it's painful. Other people it just kind of snaps back and they wake up and they're like, all of a sudden I could feel.
Right.
It's crazy the way the human body works. Now, you haven't been injured very long, but this is kind of a question that I ask, even me at 3-4 years, I wouldn't go back. So the question is, if you could go back and avoid that whole situation from happening and live your life from that day forward, would you do that or would you stay where you're at now?
Honestly, I would stay where I'm at now. Once I went through what I went through, it taught me who was there for me and who was not. You know what I mean? I learned a lot going through this. I honestly, it was a eye opener, and it almost felt like it made me believe in God a lot more. So I honestly think that it was like a second chance, It gave me a second chance at life. And
for sure.
That's how I've been looking at it, because always trying to find the positives in this. They're there. You just got to see them. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get you 100%. What's up, Brandon? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Guys, do me a favor. If you're watching this right now, before or after the fact, go ahead and share it. Let people know about it. Let people see it. It's a good story. It's good to spread awareness. Now, speaking of awareness, what's your love life like? Are you dating or married?
I am dating someone right now, and we've been together for like 9 months. 8 or 9 months, right in there. And
so you met her after the wheelchair, then?
Yep. So she's a little bit younger than me, but her dad was actually in a wheelchair as well. Her dad was but he had passed away. Like I was just telling her today after we got done at the gym, I'm like, there's like a select few people that treat me, like I'm not in a chair, and I was like, I really respect you for not, for treating me like I don't have a chair, Right. So there's a lot of people that won't do a lot of things with you just because you got a wheelchair, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with her, growing up and her dad paralyzed is probably something, you know what I mean? It's like second nature to her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been really good. She actually, I lived in a nursing home for like 7 months, and she actually worked there. So, and we never talked until like a year or year and a half later. So,
Wow. Crazy how that stuff happens, isn't it?
yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Another question we got is, what is your biggest pet peeve about being in a wheelchair?
I absolutely cannot stand when people, come up to you and like bend down to talk to you, or people just like, always think you need help. I can't. I've lived independently for the last 2.5 years. I can mow my own yard, and then people want to try, like, it's harder when people try to open the door for you than it is for me to just go in. You know what I mean? Sometimes. Or like
Right. Because they're going to be in the way, and then you got to tell them, like, well, you got to stand out of the way, and then you got to kind of direct them and coax them on how to do it, right? I get what you mean. Yep.
So
Yep.
that's one of my. I think that, and like parking as well. Like
Oh
when
my
people are
gosh. Yeah.
That's like the worst.
I kind of blew up at a guy the other day. We were going around to these like Goodwills and stuff, and I pulled up to a Goodwill, and this guy in this big old pickup truck like pulls into a handicap spot, pulls over the lines, so his car is like a good 1.5 feet over the line, like the walking lines and for the ramps and stuff. And so he gets out, and I'm like getting ready to pull in, and I'm like, dude, I can't get my ramp out. You parked on the lines.
Right.
And he's like, oh, you can get in there. You can get in there. And I'm like, nope, I got a ramp. But I was like, let me go ahead and make life easier for you. And then I pulled off. My girl's like, honey, like, babe, chill out. I'm like, nah, F that guy. I was going to go put a sticker on his car, but that would be vandalism, and I'm not. I'm not for all breaking the law, kids. Don't do that.
Right.
But no, I get you on the parking, yeah.
That's the worst. I mean, especially if like I go to college now, and there's literally like 4 handicap parking spots.
Yeah.
And there's always people either that like completely don't need the spots, or people that are in the hash marks where I need to get in and out of. And sometimes I just have to get out in the middle of the road, and that makes me so irritated.
My favorite part is I'll just take over 2 spots. I'm like, I'm not playing that game. I'll take over 2 spots. I'll block it off so where I can get out, and then just do it that way. And if anybody says anything, I'll be like, find me another spot, bro. Like, go ahead. Where am I supposed to go? It's your fault you don't have adequate parking. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yep. What up, Jay? Good to see you.
I actually haven't even started driving yet, but I'm hoping to start by my goal is by the end of the year, but it's closing in fast. And when I was younger, I had a DUI accident, so I have like that on my record that I gotta try to get rid of first, and then the whole payments and all that stuff.
Yeah, you'll get there, man. Once you get there, it's gonna be like it'll fly by. You can be like, yeah, it's gonna be just like it always was. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's why I can't wait to start driving again. Oh.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a sense of freedom. Like it's a sense of being like, I guess, normal again. I guess, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to, I hate saying that, but you get what everybody knows what I mean.
Yeah, no, exactly. I got in a kayak for the first time this year, and I was like, I felt more free than I'd ever felt in my life. And I was like, this is so much fun. I just wanted to keep doing it.
Right, because in a kayak, you don't really need your legs unless you fall in.
Exactly. Yeah, so I was just out there cruising and fishing.
Yep.
Just hanging out.
Heck yeah. Next question I got for you is, what is something you wish you could do now that you can no longer do?
Ooh, that's a good one. Honestly, I'm not great at it, but I tell my girlfriend all the time, I'm like, I really miss, I don't drink anymore, but I really miss going out and dancing at the clubs, just having fun dancing. Because I've gone to the clubs now. I don't drink, like I said, but I like to go to socialize and have fun, But it's not the same anymore because, I get on the dance floor and all I can do is,
Right.
So that's one thing I would definitely wish I could have back.
Right. Yeah. I remember I used to go out to clubs, and I used to drink as well. I mean, I still do, but I'd go out and I'd be thinking that I'm Usher on the floor or something, spinning around doing all these cool moves. And in my brain, I'm thinking this is so cool looking. But I'm sure to
Right.
everybody else, I just look like a moron.
That's probably me too, but I miss that.
But it's
And
fun. Yeah, you have fun. Yeah.
I also miss my bladder and bowels. That's my other thing. Bladder and
Yeah.
bowels. Like,
Yep. That's one of
if
the
I
top
got,
ones.
I told everyone that I would take that over walking again for sure. I would take that over walking.
You know, I've noticed ever since I've been home. I mean, it took about maybe like a year and a half to 2 years to get it down. But like, when you get a good routine in the morning and you have like a system of like eating, it does get easier because it becomes more regulated, and you can, your body kind of counts on that moment. Because I'm right now, like I'm doing every other day.
Yeah.
Because I do like self stim and all that stuff. But yeah, for sure, I definitely I think trying to get your stuff regulated, because if you're waking up in the morning and you're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, that's a lot of input. But really, when you're in a wheelchair, you're not using as much, you know what I mean, like energy as you normally would.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah. No. I eat like once or twice a day, honestly. And I honestly don't have that great of a diet, so that's something that I probably should work on.
no, yeah,
And the
yeah. I think we all should work on that.
and the medications they put you on, like they make me constipated, so
Right.
that sucks a little.
Our buddy Brandon said we love the fishing. If he ever wants to catch big muskie, we can accommodate. He has a little thing they do on St. Clair Shore in Michigan here, and it's over by Detroit. They catch fish. I'm not lying, bigger than my arm span, like big old
Dude,
muskies.
that's awesome. So this, when I very first got paralyzed, I was probably 3 or 4 months in. I fish often. I caught a 45-inch, 23-pound muskie out of a lake here near me, and it's the record out of the lake.
Oh,
And
nice.
I got it mounted and everything.
Heck
So
yeah.
it was like the biggest fish I've ever caught, and I caught it out of my wheelchair. And like I had to have someone hold my chair because I even had a log wedged in between, my manual chair, so I wouldn't go in.
Right.
But I had somebody holding the back of my chair because it was pulling me, fighting it. I didn't know what I had, and my dad was there, and it like jumped out of the water. Man, it was the coolest experience I ever seen. But I luckily got to keep it. It was right on the where we could keep it, and that was awesome. So I couldn't imagine coming up there. I've always wanted to come to Michigan, so.
Heck yeah, no, let me know, absolutely, bro. I'll set you up with him. He's a grade A guy. He's been begging to get me out there for a couple of years now, and I'm not really one for water and boats. I love them. I got them everywhere. I mean, this is called the wheelhouse, you know what I mean? But it's like,
Right.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't like going so far away where I can't see the shoreline. You know what I mean? Then I start getting freaked
that
out.
makes me a little nervous. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, if I'm with somebody I trust and I know the guys or whatever, it's like, it's a little
It's
better.
different than, yeah, for sure. Because like there's been a couple of times where I've been invited and I just was like, no,
Mhm.
thanks, that good. Like,
Right.
I respect the river and waters, and I know people don't do that, and so if you don't do that, I'm not going with you.
Right, absolutely. Thank you, KMB Fishing, for subscribing. Good to see you. Now, with all that being said, you were talking about this earlier, the pain. What's your pain like? Let's talk about that. Fun stuff.
So like, I have the worst spasms, dude. Like the worst spasms in the world. Like they suck so bad. I get Botox for it, but it doesn't. I mean, it helps, but it's not like, it kicks in like in 2 weeks, and then by the end of it, it's like every 3 months. But by the last 3 weeks, it's like kicking off, and then it's worse almost. So I haven't gotten it this year. Well, for the last like 5 months. But in the morning, so it takes me about an hour to get out of bed. Just I have to take my medications, which I'm on the highest dose of baclofen that you can be on, which is like 100 milligrams a day, and it just doesn't last through the night. You know what I'm saying? So when I wake up, if you just like even like touch me where I can't feel, my whole body like.
Oh, dang.
My legs, it'll like stand me up, and like it's crazy. So
Right.
I take that, but I have to wait, to get up. So I have to get up an hour before everything, and I have to do that first. So that's worse. And then I have this pain in my left side, and I think it's nerves. And like I was saying earlier, they think that like I have some nerves regenerating. So like I don't know if it's from that or what, but it's like a constant like 5 pain level, like right in my side. Just feels like a I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It just feels like hurt, like I've been punched in the side or something.
Right. And it sucks because no amount of medication that they give you seems to work, and the stuff that really does work, they're not trying to give you, and it's bad for you, you know.
Exactly. They tried to get me to get a baclofen pump, and I'm like a pretty skinny guy, and the baclofen pump is like this big, and then that goes like in your stomach, right beside your belly button. It's
Ugh.
probably like it's like a skull fan, and then like wire runs from that into your spine, the lower spine, and then pumps baclofen 24/7. But I was like,
Now that makes my arms tingle.
yeah, I mean, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to have that right in my stomach. I mean, it's like gonna probably cause more problems in the long run than anything. So they told me I could take a trial, and then if I did the trial, that they would have more pump more back, like on a higher dose. And then when they sent me home, they'd put me on the lowest dose. And I'm like, well, of course it's going to work on the highest dose. Like, why are we going to send me home on the lowest one? Are you kidding me? Like,
Damn, right. See, I take 10 3 times a day, and I don't even think I need that. I mean, but I can tell when I don't take it, I have like these like jolts of electricity almost is how I just can describe it, and they go straight from like you can feel it go from your hips down to your legs, and it's like in an instant
yeah,
almost. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I feel tingling and sometimes. Oh,
Ha!
all right.
They's a good
Yeah,
dog.
she wants to play. Get out.
That's funny.
She's she's like thinking I'm playing or something. I don't know.
I know I'm gonna have to get a compilation of all the Wheelchair Wednesday animals that come join us because we got cats and
Right.
dogs and all kinds of people that get interrupted. It's hilarious. I
She,
don't mind it.
she loves it. She loves her attention.
Oh yeah, she seems
Especially
like a
'cause,
fun dog.
I'd been gone pretty much all day, and we just got home, an
Right.
hour or so ago.
Um, well, let me ask you this. We got a couple left here. What helps you the most after your injury?
Um, like I said, trying to find all the positives. So when I came home, I was only home for like 4 months, and then my ex girlfriend and I split up, and I went to a nursing home for 7 months. So um, that's where I was at my darkest place, and then found my highest place because I went there thinking my life was over again. I'll never have another girlfriend. I'll never live. I'll never get out of here. I'm gonna live here forever. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah.
that's how I went in thinking it. And then the first my first occupational therapist from my first rehab happened to move down here and work at that nursing home somehow, some way. And I was sitting in my room, like whatever, and she walks in. And she was like, "Aaron," and I was like, "What the heck are you doing?" She's like, "Are you dressing yourself?"
Mhm.
I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, I taught you how to do this stuff. Are you getting in bed by yourself?" And I was using a Hoyer lift at that time, and I was like, "No." And she was a big help. And then I also like my counselor Tony. He was my biggest help. He showed me. He told me. I was just telling my girlfriend Ray about this the other day. Like, he told me that my dreams would start to change. Because I was still having like nightmares and like dreams of walking and just bad dreams. Of like my past. And he was like, like it's like that right now, but in your future, you're going to start to make new memories and happy memories, and then it's going to start to be that. And I was just telling my girlfriend that, like, it did change, and I was like, I just realized that the other day, and that was a big thing he taught me, and just really talked me through, like, what I was, so, like, and it was somebody I could vent to that wasn't family, so, like, anybody out there that's having problems, I suggest like getting a counselor or somebody you can talk to that isn't family that can see it from a third eye. You know what I'm saying? And really give you a different point of view.
Absolutely.
Sometimes talking to family can be hard because they don't know what to say sometimes because they're family and they
Well,
love
they
you.
want to say what makes you happy, yeah, and they want to see you happy,
Right.
so they're trying to like empathize with you, but it's not really the same as somebody like shooting you straight. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what you're looking for. I mean, altogether, you just want somebody to tell it to you like it is and just be able to talk with. I mean, for me, because if you don't have a best friend or something like that, yeah, a therapist is definitely what you want.
Yeah.
I have a therapist. His name is Buddy. I've known him since we were kids in high school. So I call him all the time, and he, gripe about life,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Yeah, bro, I'm with you." Yep.
Yeah.
So
So like if I have like a really bad time and I feel like I can't call my family, or like don't want to worry my family on like my thoughts, because sometimes your thoughts can be deep and dark and you don't want to tell family that because then they're like, well, what's wrong with you? Or are you okay? Or and you're
right, do we got to
fine.
call 2 North and get him into the psych ward, or you know what I mean?
Right. And it's not even like that. It's more like I just need to get this off my chest and maybe vent or rage a little bit. Sometimes breaking a plate or like going to punch a punching bag sometimes can help you out, like just get
Oh
some of
yeah.
that anger out.
Sometimes in the morning when I get up before I get into my chair, and that's why I said this before. The hardest part about getting up in the morning is getting up in the morning. Like, I'll get up and I'll just yell, bro, as loud as I can, just as loud as I can, and then like my son will come, be like, "What's up, man? Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just doing my morning yelling, like getting it out of
When
the
I
way."
get this on, yeah, I'll wear like a rubber band if I'm having a bad day, like stress or anxiety, and just like sometimes you just like gotta snap your wrist or like give yourself something, spicy or something to get your mind off of it. And my
Yeah.
daughter was like, "Why that rubber band?" And I was like, "I'm just helps me sometimes."
Yes, everybody has their own thing that kind of helps them with pain and stuff. Because I know, the constant pain, man, the chronic pain, it's a thing, and it sometimes can be unbearable.
Yeah, and they had me loaded up on painkillers, and I ended up taking myself off. But when I took myself off, my spasms increased like crazy. So I take a medication called Suboxone or ibuprofen,
Hmm.
and it is a narcotic technically, but I only take it like twice a day. But it's only because they were prescribing me 180 5 milligram Percocets and like 30 milligram morphines a month. And
Damn.
I was a zombie, dude. And I realized that and I took myself off all the medications. But then when I did that, my brain receptors were like going crazy because they were like, where's my pain medication? And they recommended I take that Suboxone. So I
Yeah, kind of
started
help you
taking
get
that.
down off of it.
Yeah, because I had to because I was just a zombie. I couldn't even think straight. And I feel like sometimes, that's what they want. They want you to keep coming back and keep needing
Oh
all
yeah.
these medications.
Oh yeah, dump you
They
full of
want you,
pills and get a paycheck, right?
you know. And
Yeah,
yeah,
luckily my
like,
doctors didn't do that, man. They put me on what am I on? Baclofen, naproxen, and gabapentin. Even though gabapentin is a bad one, but
yeah, I take 900 3 times a day.
damn, I'm at 800. I'm at 800. Yep. So I'm right there with you almost. But and the thing is like people are talking about like 30% of people have noticed to get like side effects for like memory loss and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, bro, would I rather worry about the maybe side effects of memory loss, or am I gonna sit through pain all damn day? Because
And I know exactly what you mean because I had to have a CT myelogram, which is where they like inject your spine with a fluid and then like do a CT to like check your nerves because I can't have an MRI because of the bullet,
oh
obviously.
damn, yeah. I never thought about that big ass fucking magnet going around.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, they tried. One doctor was like, "We're gonna get an MRI." I'm like, "No, you're not."
No, the hell you're not. Right.
That's I had to have that done, and you have to come off your baclofen for that because it can cause like seizures and stuff.
Right.
So like you have to come off the baclofen because if you already have that medication in your system, then there's no way that they could have stopped like seizures if I would have had one. So when I came off of that, I had to be off of it for 48 hours before, and man, the pain that I was having was so intense, and I was like, didn't think it was going to be like that. I thought I would be fine without it because
Sorry, that's my garage door shutting.
I was like, oh, like I'll be fine. Like third day when I was sitting there waiting to have my spine injected, I was like, yeah, it's so bad. I barely could like lift my arms up because like the pain radiates from that bullet all the way down. You know. And
Oh yeah, I can imagine, bro. I can imagine. I got hardware in my back. I think I got 2 bullets holding like 2 of my spines. I don't know. I don't like to look at it. I don't like to think about it.
Yeah.
They gave me a card, like if I ever have to go in to not get an MRI or whatever, it's the same thing. I got to show them this card to let them know, like, you're going to set off metal detectors. You're going to, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and it's crazy because I was into metal detecting. My son took a metal detector, a little short one, and went to my back, and it goes beep, 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 beep. He's like, that's awesome. I'm like, no, that's not awesome, dude.
It's not cool at all.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, but,
Yeah.
no, so yeah, I definitely feel you.
I had a doctor take a X-ray, and they didn't know that I had a bullet. And she comes back, and she was like, "You have a bullet in your spine." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, right. Did you know this?
I had to bring the other doctor in here to show her.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's funny. What about hobbies? What was your hobbies like before? And do you still do them?
So I did a lot of competitive fishing before, and I haven't done any yet, but I'm trying to get a couple of fishing apps that you can fish online. I'm trying to get them to like let me do some like fishing turn because you can like create your own tournaments and stuff. So I'm trying to get them to let me do like a handicap tournament for like anyone in wheelchair, special needs, like whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I want them to like make it like doable for us, so that way we can still like enjoy it and have fun, but not have to compete against people that can get in spots that got the really big fish. You know what I mean? Make it fair for us, basically. And even do it like in a boat or in a kayak or from the bank or whatever.
Right. KMB
so
Fishing says hi, Aaron.
Going.
That must be some of your people, huh?
Yeah, it must be. I think that must be my nephew. I think.
Nice. What up, nephew? So fishing, that's still good. You can still do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't really hold you back.
What else did I game a lot. I do a lot. Well, I used to. But now, once I set my goals, I spent like $900 on a set. Well, I spent $900 on a PlayStation and $300 on a monitor.
Nice.
Now I used to stream a lot, and now I don't really do it as much because once I set them goals of getting my license and getting my degree in engineering and then transferring, I've been really just focused on that lately.
All right.
Trying to get my goals.
Heck yeah. You said it's Jacoby.
Yep, it's Jacoby, my nephew. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Welcome to the show, sir. We talked about travel. What about? I mean, you like going traveling, or does it hurt? I don't know. It's okay for me, but it does take a toll.
So, I've had a wound on my tailbone. My whole experience was crazy. So in the ICU, obviously, I coded 3 times. So like, I was really like unstable for a long time, but they didn't move me at all. So I ended up getting a pressure sore on my tailbone.
Oh, damn.
And I've had that since the ICU. I mean, I've had it the whole time. I mean, it got like this big.
That is crazy.
Got all the way down to my tailbone, infected my tailbone. They were going to remove it.
Oh.
And then luckily I got like a PICC line in my arm that had a bunch of that gave me antibiotics for like 6 weeks. Dude, the PICC line goes in your arm, your main artery, and then it runs all the way to your heart. So it's like a 12-inch long thing that they have to guide in there. Dude, I had to have them give me anxiety medicine before they did it. And
I should have took anxiety medicine before this conversation, man. I can't stand hospitals, man. Like, that stuff creeps me out.
And I hate needles and all that. So that was like real. It got me really, really sick. and that sucked. So I still have that tailbone wound, but it's almost closed, and that's what really has held me back from a lot of things: traveling, swimming, sitting on in long periods of time, sleeping on my back, just stuff like that.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
that's one
can't
thing I
even
think
roll.
about all the time, especially when I came home, is like moving around, making sure that I was like keeping weight off.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to have like this custom cushion that they like. I had to sit on like this bean bag, and then they like sucked it out, and then they 3D printed it. It was crazy, but like this. So I my chair cushion is like this, and so my tailbone doesn't hit
Oh, I
anything.
see what
And
you're
then
saying. Yeah, it kind of cocks you out a little bit.
yeah, pretty much. So like I had a Roho cushion, but like obviously that doesn't get anything. You
No,
know,
you
I
need
mean
like,
it's
yeah,
cool.
you needed something custom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what held me back. I want to travel. I plan to be traveling soon. I plan to be moving out of Iowa eventually, and making a big. I want to make a big career out of this engineering and start designing wheelchairs for everybody. I want to make them affordable and just compact and light for everyone to use.
Heck yeah.
And hopefully be accepted by any insurance out there. So that's my biggest goal right now is focusing on college and getting my license so I can be mobile again.
Heck yeah, man. Sounds good. I applaud you for that, which I'm going to hit the applaud button, but we got one more question.
All right.
What would be the best advice that you would give to a newly injured person? So let's say somebody goes in with like, something like you got and they're watching this right now. What would be your best advice?
I would say my best advice would be honestly, like I've been saying, you always got to have that one person to talk to. You got to find one person at least. Several is nice, but you got to find that one person that you can really trust and confide in, and they confide in you and love you and care for you. But at the same time, give you it straight, like you said, and also just like keeping yourself out of that dark place because it's easy, very very easy to slip into. You know. So
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
yeah, and also the medications, try not to take them if you don't have to, because I started taking baclofen in rehab, and I don't think I needed it at all. And now I can't take it. I can't not take it. So
Right.
you can stay away from the medications. I took myself off all of them, and now I have to take one that replaces that. And I took myself off all of them, got my medical marijuana card, and been good ever since. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that does help a lot. I take gummies to help me sleep at night. It's
yeah,
like 20 milligrams a piece, I think. But oh man, does it work so good?
dude, it helps way more than anything I've had. I mean, and I mean, a lot of people might think it's a drug or whatever, this or that, but honestly, to me, it's the best medication that I've had so far. So, and
Right.
I like it because it helps me eat, helps me sleep, it helps me be happy. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
I I would advise trying that before anything else.
Heck yeah, Aaron. Appreciate you, bud.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Um,
I
Everybody, if you'd like to follow Aaron, we're gonna put as a little tag probably in the description of this. Find him on Facebook.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
yep, and anything else you want to promote, let me know, and we'll throw that on there. Um, for you, Aaron, stay with us. I'm gonna talk to you here in a minute after we shut this down. Everybody else, thanks for watching, and catch us next time here
Yes.
on Wheelchair Wednesday. See ya.
See ya.